In today's video, I built a giant pencil house where every single room was themed around a different school subject. Hey glossettes, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? Now today, obviously, we have to stay on theme with the looming Bloxburg school update because today we are building a giant pencil house inside of Bloxburg, and this actually wasn't my idea. I actually got it from this tweet here who suggested it to me, so that's what we're gonna do today. But if you look to this side, you may already see the structure of said pencil house in the background because I've already done the structure, and now what I'm gonna do is actually show you guys the process of it because it drove me insane and show you how I actually built this monstrosity. So making the shape of the pencil house itself was far harder than I expected it was gonna be. I started off by working out the shape of it and making like a kind of round wall shape out of basic shape cubes. Then I worked on the color scheme and the height and just kind of went up layer by layer, figuring out what on earth this was gonna look like. I added all of the walls all the way around, and there was an actual wall on each kind of side, but the rest were all made out of basic shapes so that I could make it look more smooth and curved. I also added stairs inside and made a custom basic shape floor for each level so that it actually fit within the circle shape and didn't stick out or anything, which took a very long time to do, let me tell you. This was a pain. I'm just so glad I could copy and paste it, but once I'd done the entire structure of the pencil itself, all that's left to do was the hardest part, which was the point on the top of the pencil. Obviously this needed to be like a cone shape, which was ideally hollow so that I could have a room inside of it, and I originally tried to make this out of basic shapes after a lot of googling on how to build a cone, but it was just impossible. I could not figure it out for the life of me. I eventually tried to start making it out of like a pyramid roof, but that wouldn't fit the round shape obviously, and it just started turning into an absolute disaster until it hit me that I could just use structurals, which was so easy. I don't know why I didn't think of it originally. So I added structural beams around it into kind of like a point shape using a pillar in the center to kind of like start from, and it actually looks so good. Well, as good as I was gonna get anyways. I also kind of took a chunk out of this to add kind of like a wall with a window in it so that the room inside would have a window, which looked adorable. And although this method worked well, it did leave a giant ball of structurals on the top, but luckily obviously I needed like the tip of the pencil, so for this I just covered it up with a sphere, and that is a very quick summary of how I made a pencil-shaped house. Wait, this is actually so cool. So what I've done is I just kind of finished off some areas and added these custom windows. I did kind of cheat and I just added them on like the walls because obviously there's like a strip of a singular block wall around the side. I didn't do it on the basic shaped corners. I took the easy way out, okay? Sue me. That honestly looks adorable, but I did also kind of notice that I literally like blend into the bottom of it. You cannot see me. My hair color matches perfectly, but yeah, pretty much what we're gonna do now is furnish this thing. So what I wanted to show you is actually kind of my idea. So I wanted to talk you through, this is inside by the way, it's kind of cool. I wanted to talk you guys through my ideas for this. So on the first floor, we are gonna have a living room, and all of the rooms are actually gonna be furnished like in the style of school classrooms. So I'm not too sure what the living room is gonna be, but the second floor is gonna be the kitchen, and this is gonna be kind of like a chemistry classroom theme, which I thought would be kind of fun. And then we have, okay, I don't know whether to have the bathroom on this floor or in the top up here because I don't know. I honestly don't know how to lay this out, but the other two rooms we're gonna have is a bathroom with, you know, a theme around it, and then we're gonna have a bedroom which is gonna be themed around an art class, but I haven't kind of figured out the other two. So what we're actually gonna do is hop into build mode and start with the kitchen because I feel like that's gonna be the easiest one. Also, this is kind of really weird, but this is kind of giving like Peppa Pig house vibes. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably the bright yellow wall color, but it just reminds me of the Peppa Pig house. Like as I was building it, I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm building Peppa Pig, just not. Anyways, we are gonna start off by trying to work out how to make a kitchen in here and make it look chemistry themed. Actually, this is gonna be so cool. I'm kind of excited. I'm just gonna place down some appliances and some counters and kind of map this out. I actually recently built a chemistry classroom I did a build battle video with Alexia where we kind of built a school classroom and I did chemistry, and it was so fun. So I kind of feel like I've had a tiny bit of experience for this recently, but I want to have kind of like sciencey beakers and things like that. I just thought it was a fitting theme for a kitchen. However, I will say the wall shape is getting on my nerves already because how am I meant to like bend all of this to fit? And then it's like sticking out the side. What on earth? It's all connecting together in the wrong places. Okay, this is kind of a good shape. I do also need to fit a table in here somehow, but now what we're gonna do is slowly try to kind of like decorate this thing. And obviously whilst I do that, I have to yap. And I have like a really weird topic today, okay? Because it's just been on my mind. So what I've been seeing on like TikTok and stuff is a lot of Lisa versus Lana videos. Lana, I can't remember how you say it. Oh no, that's gonna annoy me if it connects. No, it's covering up the window. Okay, I'm gonna have to do custom. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I've been seeing a lot of Lisa versus Lena TikToks, and if you don't know what that is, I feel like it is a lost art at this point, but Lisa and Lena were these two musically like influencers, and oh my god, I had such an obsession with them. It was kind of insane. They were twin sisters and they would make musically videos and like dances together, and everyone was just obsessed with them. I wanted to be them so bad. I tried to recreate some of their videos so many times. They were just like the it girls of TikTok in my eyes, and basically eventually people started doing those Lisa versus Lena videos where they would show you, like, for example, two different Starbucks drinks, and they would be like, which one do you prefer? And one of them would be like Lisa's and one of them would be Lena's, and it'd be like, are you Lisa or Lena? People still do them. I feel like people don't actually realize like where that came from. It was because of these two twins that everyone, oh my god, these stupid counters, anyways, that everyone was obsessed with. I was watching their old videos the other day, and it was just crazy looking at like the old clothes and stuff. I just remember wanting to dress like them so bad. It was kind of the same era as Max and Harvey. Obviously, I talked about Max and Harvey a few videos ago and how I had a fan page for them and how I ran into them accidentally. It was kind of like that era. So I was kind of like 11, 12 when this was kind of all popular, and oh my god, I just love Lisa and Lena. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right, but they were just such icons. I miss them so much. They still post on TikTok actually. One of them's like married with kids now, which is kind of insane, but they were just so iconic. I wish we would bring back kind of like trends like that where it's more like dances and stuff. I feel like it's a lost art. I really miss like the musically days. You know who else I loved in that era? Oh my god, Annie LeBlanc. Obviously she's called Jules LeBlanc now, but I am such a huge fan of her. I have been for literal years, like ever since the very early days of Bratalia. If you don't know who she is, she's a YouTuber, okay? She had a family vlogging channel with her family called Bratalia, which I used to watch years ago, and they stopped posting on like the family channel a few years back, but she has her own vlog channel and I love her. But she was such an icon on TikTok at the time. I remember, okay, I was one, so she had a few like boyfriends when she was younger, because obviously there was Chicken Girls, the show she was on, when she dated like Hayden Summerall and stuff, but she had a boyfriend after that called ACNH, and oh my god, I was so obsessed with them. It was actually insane. I just love them together. I was so sad when they broke up, honestly. I feel like everyone always says on TikTok and stuff that they were like stans of Annie and Hayden, but it was just Asher and Annie all the way, okay? I was such a little fangirl. On the topic of ACNH, last year he actually DM'd me on Instagram, but it was purely to promote his new song, and it wasn't even a bot. Like, okay, so I randomly one day got this message from his account, and it was like, hey, listen to my new song. I can't remember what it said, but it was something along those lines, and I was like, oh my god, it's like a bot who promotes his music or something, because obviously some people have like bots that control their DMs or something. I don't really know. So I replied with something as a joke. Like, I can't remember what I said, but I wanted to see what the bot would do, and it turns out it wasn't a bot. It was not a bot. It was actually him. He just randomly DM'd me to promote his music. So we talked for a couple minutes, and it was kind of weird. Like, it was such a weird experience. Like, I just found it absolutely hilarious, and I've told my friends about it. Like, I kind of was like, oh my god, guys, you'll never guess who just DM'd me, because it was crazy, and they all found it hilarious. So now I'm pretty sure there's like a sticker in my Discord server that is like him edited next to my Roblox avatar or something. I can't remember. Okay, trying to find kitchen and sciencey themed things is kind of driving me crazy. Once again, this is something I should probably be building after the school update, so then I can actually use the items they're adding. But what I do want to do is quickly go over to my Halloween stock plot to get some potions, because I feel like they're very chemistry related, so this would kind of go pretty well. And as per usual, I'm an absolute hoarder, so I have like 50 of them on this plot. Oh my god, okay, here you go. Look at all these. Oh my god, I completely forget, like the Halloween update will be in a few weeks too, like after the school, so I can delete all this and get a ton of money. Let me take some of these. What I'm gonna try and build somewhere, I think over here, is kind of like a big like Bunsen burner contraption, so it's like they're making something. And I actually made a Bunsen burner in my chemistry classroom too in the build battle. So how I actually do it is I kind of just take like a little shape like this for kind of like a base, and then if you grab the, where is it, this thing here, the medieval torch, what you can do is first of all recolor it because it's ridiculously bright, and second of all, then we can lower it into the cabinet like this, so it's kind of like just this little flame sticking out, and we can put it where this shape is. It will stay in the middle where I want it. Okay, here we go. There we have like a little fire, and now what we can do is kind of build a contraption around it. So I kind of have to use structurals for this because I'm using such tiny details, but I just kind of build kind of like things to hold the potions and kind of hold them over the Bunsen burner. So we are going to take two structurals like this and kind of just make like a weird thing. If I do this, and then if I grab one of our potions, put this on a little invisible basic shape, we can then transform this, and we can kind of put this over the Bunsen Bunsen burner, and it kind of looks like it's being held over the flame with this little contraption, if I can position it right. See, we can kind of just make it up as we go along and have like a potion crafting thing. This is kind of like what will make it look kind of like chemistry like. I've tried to make the cabinets very white and kind of like lab-like, but yeah, we're just gonna have, it's kind of gonna be like a potion, but it's making food, maybe like a smoothie. I'm not too sure where I'm going with this, honestly. So I've done quite a bit of work on the kitchen, and I honestly think it looks adorable. So we have like the chemistry kind of area. I kind of added just like a bunch of stuff to the shelves, a lot of kind of potions and potion ingredients. I kind of feel like the chemicals are like a good look for a chemistry themed kitchen, but we have all of this. We have a shelf up here. It's not completely finished. I'm gonna add a few more details later, but this is kind of just like the base of it. I even added a kitchen table here and kind of like the stools that you'd have in a chemistry lab, and I added a pie because obviously pie is like that maths number, and I just thought it kind of worked. Okay, but this is what it looks like for now, and I have actually decided what the themes of the other rooms are gonna be. So the living room down here, as you can see, I've placed down some kind of movie items because we're actually gonna do kind of like a movie class, like a media class. Is it if it's like a drama club or like a media movie study? I don't know. That's kind of like the vibe we're going for. This is gonna be the sofa, and we're gonna kind of make it look like a theater chair. So that is what the living room is gonna be. And then we also have the bathroom. Oh, that's the kitchen. The bathroom here, and this is gonna be themed around like a swimming class, I think. Kind of like the most obvious option, but I also might add a wall and kind of like a hallway here just to kind of separate the bathroom a bit more. And then finally, the bedroom will actually be up here, and this will still be art themed. But let's move on to the living room. I'm actually really excited about this one. So what I was saying about the sofa is if I go to, where is it? Here we go, the theater seat. I want to kind of make this look like a giant version of this. So we kind of just need the arms on the side. This is pretty much just gonna look like a mini kind of cinema. So I'm just gonna take the smooth cube, and these can kind of be the arms like this, kind of like this type of thing. I think this looks pretty good. I think it looks like a giant version, so we can get rid of this. And now what we're gonna do is just kind of furnish this area. I want to have kind of like a TV projector thing on this wall. I'm just not too sure which one to use. I don't have, oh my god, I've run out of bloxburgs. Maybe like this one. I'm gonna have to put it on the basic shape because the curve of the wall kind of like sticks it in there. But I also kind of want to make, for example, a bookcase out of the film reels. So I was kind of thinking if I kind of stack these up, I can have them as like the side of these shelves, and then we can have like shelves in between, and we can have kind of like, I guess, like movie DVDs on there. I was also kind of thinking of like a side table made out of books. So if I grab these, we can make these bigger and kind of stack them up and add a transparent basic shape, and then this can kind of be like a table. Does this look cute? Maybe. You know what I really want? I really wish they'd add full-size beanbags because we only have the kids beanbags and they're so small, but beanbags would also look really cute over here. And of course we can put some movie posters on the wall too. But let me just start on the TV area. Also, I don't know where to put the star. I was kind of thinking the Hollywood stars could go here as if they were like a rug. Oh my god, and we can add a popcorn machine. Actually, okay, wait, this is gonna be like my favorite room. I know I have one. Okay, I have a tiny one. I can use this somewhere. So if I add this on a basic shape, we can then add it back on, but it's kind of like at the front, so it's not going through the walls. And then we're gonna grab some speakers. We could even add just an individual version of the theater seat here as if it was like an armchair, but I kind of feel like it looks a bit weird. So I started trying to make a shelf using the movie filming reels and like basic shapes, and it looked atrocious. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. Okay, it was a mess, but then I moved on to actually covering up the walls with like a dark gray color because I just felt like that suited the movie theme so much better than like the bright pink. I added some decorations and some normal shelves to kind of put what looked like DVDs on, and just tried to finish off this area with posters and things. I added some cool lights as well near the TV screen too to make it more kind of theater-like. But once I was done, I actually went back to the kitchen because adding the grey walls downstairs inspired me to add some kind of white tiles onto the walls of the kitchen just to kind of fit the lab theme a bit more. Then I moved on to the bathroom and I added a bath and like a water feature just to try and start making it look like a swimming pool place, I guess. Okay, the bathroom is kind of a mess right now. I don't know where I'm going with this, so what I'm gonna do is leave this for now and just move on to the top floor to the bedroom to kind of create like an art inspired bedroom, because that sounds a lot more appealing right now than working on this. I feel like this is a really cool kind of like space to have an art bedroom in. It's just kind of interesting. Now, I haven't thought a lot about how I kind of want this to look. The only idea I kind of have for this room so far is that the bed is kind of gonna look like paint. So if we grab this blanket here, I feel like the texture of this kind of looks like paint kind of like squeezed out of a paint tube, so I just thought it'd be kind of cool. I also thought we could kind of have like pillows and stuff on the walls to kind of look like stickers, and then some posters and stuff, and a lot of rugs to kind of represent a lot of kind of paint splattered everywhere. It'll be kind of cozy. I think it'll be pretty cool in here. Oh, we can have a little desk so they can be like drawing on it. I'm just gonna go with this one because it's kind kind of simple, but we can add this kind of at the window. I'm gonna add this armchair because I just feel like this is the most unique looking thing. Oh my god, and we can have like a lava lamp. Okay, wait. The lava lamp is definitely one of my favorite kind of lighting items in the game. I can't even find it. Where on earth is it gone? There we go. That looks so cute. I actually recently got a lava lamp in real life because I love them. So I've got this really cool one from the like original kind of lava lamp company. So it was kind of expensive, but it's so gorgeous. It's silver and then it's got pink lava and then it's kind of clear. Like the water liquid around the lava is clear. And I'll put a video on screen now or a picture or something. It looks so cool. However, when I turn it off and the kind of the light isn't heating up the lava is purple. It is, oh my god. Obviously, if you know me, you know I absolutely despise the color purple more than anything in the world. So now when the lava lamp is off, like it is most of the time, it's just purple and I'm so annoyed. So I technically have purple in my room and I just can't even. But yeah, I really love lava lamps. I used to have a pink one like years and years ago that actually broke, which was like this. It was pink inside and then it had like zebra print on the outside, and honestly, it was just perfect. However, it got damaged and I don't know if it's what I'm about to tell you that damaged it, but at one point it was on my desk when I was like 11 and I was trying to plug my iPad into charge and I accidentally knocked the table and it sent the lava lamp flying onto my head. So it kind of like injured my head. I'm pretty sure that might have been what broke it. I'm honestly not too sure, but I just missed it every single day. But now I have one again and I'm so excited. I haven't put it in my room properly yet because obviously I moved house recently, which I feel like I'm saying in every single video, but my room is very unfinished. So it's not, there's this shelf I want to put it on, but the shelf doesn't exist yet, so I can't put it there. But when it's done, it'll look really cool. So I'm kind of gathering a bunch of stuff that would look very artsy and just trying to kind of put it everywhere. I want this room to look pretty kind of chaotic with a lot of colors too. I love the little crystals. This looks so cute. Okay, we have a very kind of cluttered table area. I added like a sculpture there. We're kind of just piecing this together very slowly. Oh my gosh, you know what I should do? I should add garlands and stuff kind of across the ceiling to make it more detailed, kind of higher up like this. Okay, that one's kind of right in the way of the stairs. It's so hard to like see though because I can't angle my camera down. Okay, here we go. We have some kind of around. It's so hard to see. I can't angle this properly. To finish off the bedroom, I added a bunch of posters on the walls as well as I colored everything around the room and added some pillows and some other little details. That was kind of it, honestly. Okay, so it's been a couple days and I honestly cannot remember where I left off with this build. I think it was finishing the art kind of room, and now what we're gonna do is finish the bathroom very quickly and try and make this look kind of like a public swimming pool, basically, where you'd have like swimming lessons. Now I genuinely don't know where I'm going with this, but one thing I do want to do is add the pool lane rope kind of across the bath, and I obviously chose the kind of big square jacuzzi thing because this is the biggest kind of bath they have, and we're just gonna add some of these across. But also I think what I'm gonna do is add like fake water in here so it kind of looks cool with like bubbles and stuff. We could also add some decorations on the wall like a life preserver ring. We have so much of it won't fit. Like we have this thing, we could put this maybe here. Annoyingly, you can't use like any of the floaties or anything. They have to be in a pool. You can't just place them down. So I'm kind of limited to what I can do. Oh my god, can I add a diving board? No, this has to be on a pool as well. Oh, that's so annoying. But we can add kind of like a little bit of decoration. We can do some seashells over here. Honestly, there's not much I can kind of put in here. Maybe like a beverage dispenser. I'm thinking maybe like a little bench as well, kind of like what they'd have at the side of the pool, and maybe we can put this on top. Like it's gonna have to be a very random assortment of items in here, honestly. A duffel bag, they can have their swimming stuff in there. Oh my god, flip-flops. Wait, we can have some flip-flops. Okay, this is crazy. Sunscreen, even though it's like an indoor kind of pool thing. Oh my god, towels. Okay, wait, there's more than I thought for kind of adding in here. And then we have kind of like just the normal bathroom things like toothbrushes and soap and things like that. Oh yeah, and we even have a life preserver mirror. Wait, let me switch these out. Okay, before I finish kind of moving everything, what I'm gonna do is add the fake water. So for this, what we're gonna do is just basically use the transparent cube. So if we add, where is it? There's like a water texture. We can do this and basically just add this in the middle of the bath. Is it big enough? Okay, yeah, that's perfect. So we can do this. Oh my god, wait, that actually looks really good. I thought I was gonna have to add multiple layers, but that honestly looks really cool. I am gonna add a few little bubbles though, just to make it kind of cute. But honestly, this is pretty much everything. This is probably the easiest room in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish off this room and just kind of like decorate everything else and just move it around a little bit, and then we will be pretty much done, except I have to kind of add some decals and stuff. So I will go and finish all this off, and I will see you guys for the final tour. Oh my gosh, finally this pencil house is complete. We are gonna have a little bit of a tour. This thing honestly looks so cool from the outside. I added kind of like squiggly lines around, like as if the pencil had kind of drawn drawn on the floor, but I honestly think it looks so cute. So of course we have the exterior. I made it look like there was like a little rubber on the end, and then we have the point at the top with like a window built into it. I just think this looks really cool. I'm honestly so proud of this. There was a point when I was trying to do this bit that I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna have to like stop doing this video, but I think it just turned out really cute. So this is the outside. We are gonna head on inside, starting with our first floor, which is the kind of movie class themed cinema room. So we have the little kind of seating area. I love how this looks. I really love the chair. I think this is like really cute. We have like the Hollywood star carpet and our chair area, and then we have shelves which are meant to look like DVDs. So I used the books that are like the same height for like DVDs. I added some posters of like random little movie things I've made before. We have a popcorn area. We have my heist movie poster, a little solitary kind of Easter egg one. I just think this looks so cute. I just love the chair. The chair is my favorite part. I'm really proud of this idea. But this is the living room, and if we go upstairs, we of course have the chemistry lab themed kitchen. So we have like our little experiment area. I ended up adding like a chemistry of ice cream picture on the calendar over here. We have like the window area. I think this looks very lab-like. I'm very proud of this. I even added like industrial lights that are kind of like lab related. We have our pie and like a little kind of lab science stools. I just think it looks really cute. Okay, I'm so proud of this one. I think this is my favorite room. But next, if we go up here, we actually have our bathroom, and this is the kind of swimming pool themed bathroom. It's very pink. I went for a very pink theme, obviously. We have like our water feature, our mini pool. I just kind of added some decorations and colored everything. Pretty simple in here because it's kind of like an awkward kind of size, but I think this looks pretty good. This is such a quick build to tour. But then if we go to the final floor, we have our art themed bedroom. So I added a bunch of colorful posters and stuff, and it's so bright and colorful in here. We have our desk area, the kind of bed area, everything on the ceiling. I just think it's so cozy. And of course we have all of our kind of paint blob like carpets, the little seating area. I added some like pottery and stuff. These paint cans look so good. But this is pretty much it. This is all of our rooms. I think, yeah, the lab one or this one is definitely my favorite. This one's just so warm and colorful. But that is pretty much it. That is my pencil classroom type house in Bloxburg. So many stairs. I think this thing is adorable. I'm actually really happy with it. But that is pretty much it for today's video. I really just wanted to do one last kind of school themed build before the school releases in 2 days, which is crazy. But as per usual, obviously let me know what you guys think down below. I would love to know what you think, and I'm just so excited for the school update. Of course, I'll be doing a video on it immediately as soon as it comes out, so stay tuned for that. But that is all for today. As usual, a huge shout out to all my channel members on screen now. Thank you so much for joining the channel, and all my Nitro boosters. Thank you so much for boosting the Discord server, and of course, thank you to all my merch buyers from back in February. I love you all, and in general, I love you all so much, glossettes. XOXO, Glossy Gal.